Yo, guys, how are we doing? I am grabbing the camera really quickly because it's definitely just after 6 p.m. on Tuesday, and lo and behold, my prayers have been answered. There he is. Pedro, Flashback Pedro is here. A great ex-Chelsea player. Is kind of somebody I was looking for last year when I was kind of messing around with a past and present Chelsea team last year. But I don't think he was in the game. I think he got taken out. I don't think he was with a club or something. But anyway, he is back now. He is playing for Lazio in the Serie A. And my God, does this card look fairly cracked for the current price tag that we are at. So he is medium work rates. He is right-footed on the left wing, which is interesting. So you can kind of do your kind of like cut back inside and finesse shots, which this year so far seems to be pretty good. 4-star skill moves and then 5-star weak foot, so he can cross on his left and he can cut back in and shoot on his right. Sounds pretty good. I mean, it's a bit of a shame about his work rates. A high work rate, high attacking work rate, and a medium defensive work rate would have been the dream. But sadly, that is not to be. 5'7", I'm a big fan of like kind of smaller players. I was a big fan of playing with like Messi and Insigne. You know, a lot of the smaller agility players. Dries Mertens is another one as well. Another great example. So there we go. So let's jump into these stats. The pace is like really weird. 98 acceleration and 77 sprint speed. I'd like to kind of see how that plays in game. I can imagine he can run really fast or something, but not a great speed. It's just weird. It's a weird like flip flop of combo, but that's kind of interesting. The important ones that I'm kind of looking for at the minute, he's got good attack positioning and finishing at 86 and 84 respectively, and he's got that curve at 88, which I think is going to be perfect for, like I said, those cutback insides and finesse shots on his favoured right foot. Agility and balance is really high, which means he's going to feel silky smooth on the ball, which is great. Probably won't end up boosting those stats, so maybe like a finisher might not be the call, but I feel like if he is still feeling just that little bit too clunky, or I really want to do those little quick cut-ins when they're not expecting it, maybe finisher is the play. Hunter is the other obvious go-to, right? Or potentially even a Hawk, kind of mess around with that. Centre line jumping is decent. I've noticed I'm scoring a lot more headers now, especially with players like Pulisic, which you wouldn't expect. It's kind of crazy. And 84 stamina is very relevant. And player traits, he ironically has the finesse shot trait and the outside foot shot trait. I've had a lot of experience with the outside foot shot trait, actually. I think it was FIFA 20, I'm right in saying, that we had a Flashback Di Maria card. And I was lucky that year to actually pack an untradeable Mbappe at the very start. So I instantly just did that SBC, you know, the Tesco Neymar at the time, and I fell in love with that kind of outside foot shot trait and the finesse shot trait which Di Maria had as well. And now that Pedro has got it, I think that's going to be insane. Got our last 2-player pack, and there it is. Pedro has been completed. I think Footbin is putting his price range at about 88 to 90k. Like I said, there aren't a lot of left wings that you can buy that are worth picking up right now. And I think for 88k, he's kind of a steal if you can get that Serie A link or the Spanish links either way. I think he's definitely worth picking up. And there he is, crawling his way in on the screen there. But yeah, our first flashback player of the year. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, for me, I'm super chuffed considering I am doing this Chelsea past and present RTG. So for me, I was super chuffed and happy when I saw at 6 o'clock that Pedro is back in the game and he has a beefy card that I can use in this RTG. So let's get him into the club. Beautiful card. And let's crack those lovely packs that EA was so generous to give us. So let's see what we've got here. We've got a gold pack, a premium gold pack, 2 players pack, another 2 players pack, and a small Electrum players pack. So we'll start from worst to best. And let's see what we hit. Nothing good there. Not fussed about seeing what that was. 82 Rupichucho. Got another 2 players pack here. Who do we get? Nobody of relevance again. I've not been too lucky with these packs. If you have, let me know. Please do let me know. Let's crack this gold pack. Just a regular gold pack. See if we get anything decent. Oh boy. I see the pack luck is still strong from the Friday episode. Oh, I see something that I can get rid of. So we've got a premium gold pack and a small Electrum. So let's go for the small Electrum. I think I've been quite lucky. Didn't I get Varane out of this last time? I don't remember. Boards. Who requires centre mid, Real Madrid? Valverde. Hopefully he sells for a little bit if this pack isn't untradeable. It's untradeable. It's a shame. How much could I have made? Oh, nice. That's 20k right there. I missed out on. That's really, really unlucky. But it kind of puts its value back into the pack, right? If you think that's like 20k-ish, roughly, then, you know, in the end, Pedro's only cost me about 60k. It's not too bad to think of it that way. And nothing from that one. So packs were pretty disappointing. Nothing much I can really do about that. Let's pop him into the team back home where he belongs. And we will have to cut to a time where I can work out what on earth and how on earth I'm going to put this team together. So let me just cut to that right now. Yo guys, and we're back. And this is kind of the team that I've opted for. I've basically kept the same back line as before. Everything's basically the same. We've now got Pedro over at left wing, starting at left wing. And we've got now Ziyech making his start. So hopefully he can prove himself. I love him in real life, so I'd like to see more from him, really. So yeah, no, I applied the finisher chem style in the end on Pedro. So that puts us to 89 attack positioning and 92 finishing. See that quick math, that's beautiful. And yeah, just wanted to boost that agility and balance. And I want to test to see if the speed is enough. If it's not enough, then maybe I'll mix up the chemistry styles. But for now, I think finisher makes the most sense. And it'll help with those finish shots that I keep banging on about. If you are enjoying the content so far, then please do drop a thumbs up, leave a comment, and do, of course, subscribe. I'm new to this, and I'm just kind of going through the motions with it right now. And if you are enjoying, I'd really like to hear that from you. So maybe I'll put some gameplay in with me using Pedro, seeing how he is. So I'll cut to that now. Yo guys, got some post-com gameplay here. It's a very nice strong Bundesliga Premier League hybrid with Werner playing on the opposite side, the traitor. So these are just going to be looking at some of the Pedro highlights. He sadly loses the ball there, but a quick ball from Lukaku straight to Reece James to Pedro, and bang! That is his first goal instantly for the club like that. So here we go again. We've got Kovacic with a beautiful tackle in the midfield there. Finds Lukaku. Lukaku with a brilliant through ball to Pedro. And I was trying to see how well his finesse shot was, but it was a great save from Galashi there. And here we've got Rudiger putting in the business back in the defence. Gives it to Lukaku. Lukaku to Pedro. And a simple through ball straight through to Lukaku there. Unfortunately, he does get outpaced, but that kind of shows the passing power that Pedro has. We've got Kovacic here leading it to Kante. Kante through to Pedro. Pedro out wide again, looking for that overlap from Ashley Cole. Pedro through to Ziyech, who was very unlucky there to get that pass back to Lukaku for the goal. We've got some beautiful Kante, Pedro linking up here. Kante then finds Lukaku. Lukaku out wide to Pedro, where he's beautifully meant to be. He has his first shot, which is saved, and then his second shot, there is no hope for Galashi there. So this is kind of working from the back. We've got Tomori into Kante, into Pedro, and Pedro's a long finesse, which is just over the bar. It's very, very unlucky. And jumping into game two, we've got a very strong Premier League team, very defensive-minded in the midfield. Upamecano there with a great pass, which is intercepted by Kovacic. Kovacic finds Lukaku. Lukaku unlucky on the first attempt. Kovacic through to Pedro, who has a great shot, which is saved, which I think then gets pulled back for offside. Very unlucky, but he doesn't give up Pedro. He keeps finding. Lukaku intercepts the ball straight through. Pedro's there, clean through, and don't know what my opponent was doing there with the goalkeeper, but that's 1-0. That's 1-0. Kante then looks for a nice through ball to Pedro out wide. I'm running it down the line. Little ball roll inside. Takes another finesse shot. Oh, and it just hits the bar there. It's very unlucky. Got another clip here. Pedro bringing it up through the midfield. Ziyech there to Pedro. Back to Ziyech. To Lukaku. Lukaku's waiting. Pedro runs through the middle, and it's a great save from Areola there. I remember this Areola was incredibly difficult to get past. So we've got Lukaku here on the ball. Gets tackled in the process by Pedro. Finds Kovacic, who's very unlucky there. As you can see, Kovacic is popping up in a lot of all these highlights. He's proven his worth. And this is incredible from Mason Mount, of all people. Honestly, my favourite card that I've used so far this year. So here we're going straight from a goal kick. We're hoofing up long field. Lukaku then finds Pedro. He's waiting patiently and finds that beautiful long through ball. Lukaku then finds Ashley Cole. our new signing back to Lukaku, and there is no hoping for my opponent to stop that from happening. And just in the dying minutes of the game then, Mason Mount then does a beautiful interception on the defence, and Pedro from range tries another finesse shot and just hits the post. It's just not his day for finesse shots, I swear to God. And our third and final game, we've got a nice Bundesliga team again. And here we're starting off early. Lukaku with a great tackle, finds Pedro out wide, and he's tried another finesse shot, and he just can't find it. It's just, like I said, I was very unlucky with these finesse shots. I tried so hard to try and really test the waters, but I just couldn't find it. We've got Ziyech there finding Lukaku. Lukaku then finds Pedro out wide, has a shot, and is a brilliant save from Lloris. Honestly, one of the strongest keepers that I've also played against this year. Lloris seems to be giving me the most jip. So this is kind of an interesting thing. I wanted to showcase this, is the lack of pace from Pedro there. You could see he got instantly caught up with, and there wasn't really much that I could do in that situation with him. So we've got Kante here, finds Lukaku. Lukaku out wide to Pedro. He's clean through again. I just touched it just too far, and Lloris was able to intercept me before I could get the shot on goal. Kovacic finds Kante here. Pedro then finds that ball straight through to Lukaku, which is a brilliant ball, and Lukaku then sadly again saved by Lloris. And in the kind of later stages of the game, we're finding Ashley Cole out wide. Ashley Cole passes it straight through to Pedro. Pedro again cuts back. He's thinking about it. He doesn't know what to do. He's giving it back to Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole back to Pedro, and he's tried another finesse shot. It's just saved again. So guys, that is it. That is 3 Rivals games at Div 7. Currently using my 3-4-2-1 tactics, and that's the end of the kind of player review for Pedro. He played 3 games. He scored 3 goals. He was a bit unlucky to not hit a couple of those finesse shots, I think. It was a bit gutting, but you know, I talk about how amazing his finesse shots are going to be, and then he shows me up like that. It's just typical, right? But there we go. So Pedro SBC, what do I think? I don't know. If I had to give like an out of 10 rating, I'd probably give him maybe like a 6.5, maybe 7. I felt like the pace is really, really lacking. I think he's definitely somebody who's going to need that, probably like a Hawk or Hunter, to really boost that pace. The acceleration is great. You can really feel that burst of speed. But for me, kind of the sprint speed, and when you're kind of trying to do counter-attacks and stuff, he is just not your winger to do that. I wonder maybe if he'd be better as more of like a centre-forward role, or maybe abusing that kind of new skill move, double-tapping RT. I think that might be better. That being said, though, he is coming on Footbin right now at about 88,000 coins, which isn't too bad of an SBC to do. It depends if he fits your team. If you've got a Serie A team, he's definitely worth picking up and giving him a try. If you're doing something like me and you're doing a Chelsea past and present, then you kind of have to do him. Sorry. And do I recommend you rethinking your whole team to fit this guy in? Honestly, no. I think, you know, Sterling is on Xbox is coming in at about 62k right now. I think he's a much better left winger than Pedro is. That being said, if you are using him or you do have him, please do let me know how you're finding him, or if there's something that I can do to improve my gameplay, to abuse or to get the best out of Pedro. But that's kind of the end of this review. If you enjoyed it, I've never done a play review before, so Pedro was my first one. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm going to be doing this all year long. So anytime I get my hands on a Chelsea player that I think is worth you putting your time or potentially needs a review for, I'm going to straight away do it. Maybe I should do one for Ashley Cole. Let me know what you guys think, if you'd be interested in something like that or not. But for now, guys, take it easy.